Hello and welcome to Season 1, Episode 4 of the Braden Lynch Studio Acting Tutorial. I am your host, Braden Lynch. I want you to think of three things. A place that makes you feel at peace, a living person or animal who helps you feel calm, and a food, probably a dessert or drink, that relaxes you. Pause it here if you need a moment to decide on what these things are for you. Now that you have it, I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment. Seriously, close your eyes. We're going to do a quick emotional exercise, and eyes closed is the easiest way for most people. I'm also going to go away here so that you're not tempted to just stare at my beautiful beard. With your eyes closed, I want you to imagine yourself in a black, unmade space where nothing exists but you, not in a scary way, just in the way that we haven't built the world around you yet. And imagine that a spotlight comes on above you, illuminating around your feet a small circle of the ground of your peaceful place, just a little bit of that grass or sand or carpet or whatever it is. See what it looks like, as specifically as you can. See what it feels like under your feet. See if you can hear what it sounds like if you move your feet. When that feels real for you, let that circle expand out to the boundaries of this place, whether that's a wall or the horizon. Then expand that boundary up and in until either the sky or ceiling encloses above you. Now build anything else that's supposed to be here, plants, buildings, furniture. Take a deep breath. See if you can feel the temperature. Maybe the sun is warming you, maybe there's a cool breeze. See what there is to hear in this space: water, wind, animals, music. Maybe it's just silent. See if you can smell the space. And know that in this place, nothing is wrong. There is nothing to worry about. Everything is as it should be. And now add your person or animal. See them as specifically as you can. See that they are very tired, and include some kind of physical interaction with them. Feel their skin or fur on your fingers, feel their hand on your shoulder, anything like that, and want them to know that they are safe to sleep here. See that they're unsure, and just ease them into rest. And with their head on your shoulder or lap or on the ground, see them rest. And now take a moment to see if you can taste that dessert or drink. Feel it. Take another deep breath. And open your eyes. That's one of the simplest examples of an inner movie. If you went through all that, chances are that you felt at the very least, the beginnings of peace, or maybe something else if your choices weren't actually peaceful for you. You can go further in that direction, or you can go anywhere else. You can trigger absolutely any emotion through movies like these, and that is because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. That's why imagining getting fired makes you feel something. These things are not actually happening, but the emotional center of the brain does not know that. So here are the important points. Starting simple, like in the black unmade space, taking your time to settle into the place and the moment, exploring all the appropriate senses, touch especially, as it forces you into a first-person point of view so that you are in that moment instead of just watching it happen from third person. Then don't plan exactly what's going to happen from moment to moment, but instead allow your imagination to do the work. And lastly, include an objective, what you want that other person to do. Building inner movies is an incredibly important part of the work, and let me talk about two things real quick. First thing, I've encountered a large number of people who are scared of this part of the work because they think they will manifest these things in their real lives, that if they fully commit to visualizing their dog being hit by a car, their dog will be hit by a car because that's how the universe works, that we can manifest these things. If this is you, allow me to reassure you that you do not need to worry about that. It's simply not true. If it were true, all of my loved ones and every loved one of every client I have ever had would be so very dead, and they're not. Second thing, a note about journaling. Too many times I have heard actors say I journal about my character, and when I ask what kinds of things they write about, They say things like, I was born in Florida in 1985, my mother's name was Joan, my father's name was Harry, I had a pretty normal childhood, and my best friend's name was Kenneth, and blah, 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 blah. It's a bunch of boring, emotionless tedium that does nothing for their emotional understanding of the character. Now, I'm not saying don't do this kind of journaling. I am saying don't only do this kind of journaling. If you are going to journal, do it so that it makes you emotional. Viola Davis, in the movie Doubt, in which she had 7 straight, heartbreaking minutes of screen time that earned her an Oscar nomination, I asked her afterwards about her process. She didn't have a child like her character did. She didn't substitute a nephew or anything like that. She wrote a 50-page bio for her character. 50 pages for 7 minutes of screen time. That is more work than most actors put in for the entire 2 hours of being the lead of a film. And that is why her performance was so compelling and full. Because she treated her character as having an entire life very different from her own. Because all Viola cares about is being good. And I can guarantee you that that journal bore witness to her tears, her laughter, her rage, the full spectrum of authentic emotions from her, because she was writing emotionally and visualizing all of it. There is no way that her performance came from, my son was born on March 5th at whatever hospital and I named him this and his favorite color is orange and blah, 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 blah. No, it doesn't work that way. She absolutely wrote something more in the direction of, holding my son in my arms for the first time shook my world. His skin was impossibly soft, his eyes impossibly big, and he was absolutely helpless, but he trusted me completely, and he was immediately the best thing that ever happened to me, and I knew that I had to do whatever I could to give him a good life, even though I knew that I had brought him into a world that wouldn't be fair to him. If you're going to journal, journal like Viola Davis. Get connected to real emotions. Next up, we're talking about exploring. I'll see you there. What if it's how you always do this kind of scene, or how everyone else is going to do it? Don't get stuck